Good morning and good morning. This is Vinney and Beau show. I know we've been gone for a week or two or three, and we are back. We are back with full big focus. This is almost end of February. 2 months passed by. Beau, how are you, brother? I know I just got back from a little trip. It was a big trip to Patagonia, Argentina, and Chile. It was wonderful, and it's good to get reset, re-excited, rejuvenated, and make memories with the family so that we can come back into the big office or whatever and get going and be more productive is the word.
It's good to have you back. So, what do you just got back last night? So, what are you focused on right now?
Wow, I've had two, three meetings this morning already. The thing is, you got to, it's all in the mindset. Is there a jet lag? Is it not jet lag? It took us almost 36 hours coming back and so forth. But the key thing is, if you tell your mind, hey, I slept early last night, 9 p.m., and got up at 5:30 and everything and did my miracle morning, just the routine, my latte and the whole bit, and it looks like I'm just ready for the whole day and got my massage. Today's Friday, massage with Coco and all that stuff. So I think it's mindset to accomplish so much in a day. That's all it's all about. So I had two meetings already right after our recordings. I've got three, four meetings and all that. So it's going to be a busy day, good day, productive day.
Well, that's good. You got to keep busy. Yeah, I've stayed busy when you're on your vacations. I went to an event here and spoke at Michael Zuber's One Rental at a Time event. We had
Hmm.
over 300 people there live, another couple hundred people watching on Zoom. It
Yes.
was a really good event. It was good networking, so I enjoyed it. I love getting up on stage and presenting, and I gave a conversation or a talk
You
on
and I
why.
both, brother. You and
Yeah,
I both. You showed me that belt. You just showed me that belt. That one of your conference, they presented it to everybody. Other people who invite us, you and I, look at this belt, guys.
yeah.
Give us a belt, or we'll give you belt too.
I didn't think
We'll,
this thing is very heavy too. Like I thought it was going to be a cheap, but boom,
oh, your name on it, your
one rental at
picture
a
on
time.
it.
Check this out here.
Ah,
It says,
do the work. That's all
and
it's
then
all about.
on the other side it says, "Go Giver."
Oh,
That's pretty
this
awesome.
is very awesome. Could you find out where we could look at online? Maybe we should. And let's do something special, brother. I think we should maybe give it out for some raffles or things. And anyway,
Yeah,
follow.
we're gonna do an event and this summer in Vegas, and Michael's on board too. And
Yes.
we had two ideas. We did it at. I want to do more of a smaller mastermind, and then we're gonna do a
Hmm.
bigger event too. Hopefully,
Hmm.
both this summer.
And
Um,
you're doing one in California too, or it's coming up in March, is it?
Yeah, that's just virtual. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, we're still getting people signing up every day. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll have a decent turnout and it'll be an action-packed day. So you can go to businessownershipsummit.com and
Hmm.
you should buy a business. Everybody should buy a business, especially if you're W-2 because you're taxed at the worst.
True, and we should talk about it. I think a lot of people who are following the new followers and old followers. What do we do? What does Vinny do? What does Beau do? Beau is amazing. He was a loan broker, amazing one, and then he turned into franchising. Now he's the authority in SBA loans and also franchising. Everybody should own a franchise. It doesn't cost much money, and he's all over the internet. So that's where he's making a big impact giving forward to everybody. As people are retiring more and more, and senior living is my gig as 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 and above. They need assistance in living and all the different things. Of course, multifamily is my gig, also hotels, AI, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, you name it. I'm into so much stuff. But the key thing is we are just two guys who are in real estate trying to make a difference and sharing ideas with lots of entrepreneurs like us, doctors, attorneys, all of them. So, how to invest their money in a good safe haven so that you could get great returns.
Yeah, I this year I want to start a holding company. We call them holdcos, and I
Hmm.
want to own multiple businesses with that with some investors. So, looking at franchise systems that are more of a passive model where you
Yep.
invest and they run
Mm-hmm.
it for you. I'm looking at several businesses there. I'm going to do some
Yes.
small investments. I've got another gentleman. He's starting a security company. I might put in the equity in that. Diversify your portfolio, spread your risk.
That's the key. That's
And
the
I like helping people too, so I can help him get the business. So he's going to train. What his business does is he trains security guards to get
oh,
their
got it.
card and their so they can shoot and the
Yep.
baton permit. And so it's actually a pretty cool business model. I think.
I employed some people in Atlanta, Georgia. I remember even in Texas, I think south of Houston, I employed some security companies and they were very much needed. What you're talking about, Beau, and they are retired or even some people were working part time also. I remember we used to give them an apartment complex, by the way, free and have their presence there in some C minus properties. I remember, but that's a good business. I know other businesses you've been talking about, a lot of franchising with different utility. What's the word like plumbing and
Yeah, yeah.
others?
So we call those
Yeah.
home service franchise models.
Hmm.
HVAC company. So that one of the HVAC franchises I work with, their top
Yeah.
franchisee,
Yeah.
he owns like 60 territories. He does 48 million a year in revenue. 48 million a year in revenue. There's
Look at
Yeah, so there's something for everybody. I'm helping people
sure.
get into the vending business, right? Because
Uh,
here's the thing, you're W2, if you're W2 and you want to find a business where you're buying equipment. So if you're buying these
mhm.
vending machines, you get great Section 179 bonus depreciation.
Yep.
It's one of the best tax strategies to own a small business. Like in real estate, for example, unless you're a real estate professional, you can't really offset, right? Or you
Yep.
got to be active. Like if you own a hotel and you're
Yep.
active in the
Hmm.
business, business ownership is for the W-2 employee. It is probably one of the best, if not best, strategies to minimize taxes. I'm not a CPA. Obviously, you're going to
Yeah.
consult your CPAs, but
Yep.
that's why everybody should own a business. It's true, right? And you need the cash flow. If you're not out raising money to syndicate deals, it's
Yeah.
very hard to save up for the down payment. You're going to need a business that spits out cash flow so you can invest as an LP or a GP
Hmm.
in these bigger deals, right? Because if you don't have money, you
Yes.
need a machine first. And that's why I've transitioned from owning cash flowing single family homes because they don't cash flow, right?
You know.
And so it's a
Or
mix.
wholesaling or flipping. It's one deal at a time,
Yeah.
and it's a job after job. That's why, you are in franchising. I'm in what hotels and multifamily senior livings. The good part, what you just said, is we got to invest money so that velocity of money. You've got to invest to make more money. Stock market is great. It's been pretty strong again. Last year was very good one. This past month has been spectacular, like I was sharing. The key thing is that we got to be diversified. That's the key. How can we leave that W-2 job? That's what, and be able to really be productive and make, again, it's not just making money, it's how to spend that money with family and time and vacations and charities and things like that. The other thing I wanted to mention, Bo, was I know Stephen, good friend of mine, you know him too, Beaver. He's also doing the vending machines. He shared the presentation. It's the same loan you said something is it's the SBA loan. Is that right or what it is? Can you
Yeah.
share?
I
Huh?
actually turned Steven on to that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we
Mhm.
can get SBA financing for vending. So,
Wonderful,
yeah, you can finance the bank I work with, they'll finance up to 90%, depending on how many vending
marvelous.
machines. Like, look, I just helped a guy buy a painting franchise. He had to write a check for 11,500. I built in $40,000 working capital. I can literally help almost everybody. If you have a decent credit score, like 20
Mhm.
grand capital, let's
Ah,
go. It's that easy. Obviously, we also work with straight investors that can stroke checks for 500 grand and buy into these
yes.
executive model franchises. But I help
Hmm.
the newbies, the aspiring people that want to get to the upper level of cash flow, right? But we all got to
Hmm.
start somewhere. So I can help
Yep.
anybody that's got
Yeah.
decent credit and has got 20, 30 grand and has got the
Love it.
desire to get some cash
Love it.
flow and to build some legacy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm passionate about. After
Yep.
I created my mission statement, I'm like, okay, now if it's like that simple. What do? I help people buy businesses and
Hmm.
build legacy. That's essentially what I do. Find and fund them. I can help you structure with the financing. And then, hey, I don't have the equity for the deal. Okay, bring in my equity guys to fund the down
Yep.
payment. We can do
Hmm.
that for the right deals. We're going to be very
For
selective.
sure. Yep. Yep. Excellent, excellent. Again, the big thing is that as you are following us or you're looking at, I know the whole month of January, we did something very special, crush2024.com. If many of you who have seen those video clips from entrepreneurs giving us great pointers and great hacks, we call them, how to increase your business. And the biggest thing is to really look at who your customers are, who your clients are, top clients. 80% of the business usually comes from 20% of the clients. So, how can you increase that number? How can you ask their referrals from them? How to ask everybody you meet whether they buy from you or not buy from you? How to ask them to say, hey, do you think of somebody else who could use this service? How many times we just forget about it? We get a sale or we don't get a sale and we go to the next one. But the key thing is the person who just you made their life enriched with great ideas. Maybe they are not ready to work with you right now, maybe down the road. Why not to get 3 referrals? So I hope today everybody who's watching us look into your business. Are you asking every contact person in your team, investor relations or otherwise, sales team, marketing team, how are they asking more referrals? Because happy people will tell you more good people, and warm leads are the best leads to close.
I like that. Yeah, I got to definitely work
Yeah.
my referral business. I haven't done a good job on that, but I get a lot of
Mhm.
referrals, and I haven't even done a good job. So imagine if I did a good job and asked for referrals and made
Yeah.
it very easy for people to refer me business, probably double my
You'll
business.
you'll explode, really. And it's all about just making it a part of life, part of thinking. Every time when you finish up a presentation, put a little slide if you're doing a PowerPoint presentation. Hey, who do you think of? Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really am enriched, and I hope you might be able to look into this program when it's right time to invest with me. But can you think of 2, 3 other people? And would you mind sharing my name with them or something, or asking them to refer you or put a text together? People are into texting a big now. So why not? So that's a big one. The other thing is, what are we doing with the marketing side of business? I know the dead horse, we call it, right? In January, 31 drops, 31 different daily drops were sent out. And if anybody missed it, please go ahead and you can see all the archived video clips that we were able to interview a lot of great people. Crush2024.com still is there, and we'll do again crush2025.com. I know Beau bought that also. So let's just talk about how are we doing. 2 months almost gone. That's 1/6 of the year, right? Once, yeah, 1/12, so 1/6, right? 2 months. Where are we? And the first quarter is going to be wrapping up end of March. Are we reaching our goals or not? It's good to really look back and see what can we do today to change the course.
I just bought like this clock on this timer on Amazon because
Ah,
I'm gonna start setting 30 minutes extreme focus. I'm gonna shoot videos in this 30 minutes. I'm gonna write content or a blog post.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna start really turning off notifications and each for that 30 minutes of whatever that task level is,
Hmm.
where I can really focus and, as Cal Newport says, do deep work. I'm going to be
Hmm.
so much more effective that way. So I tend to start multitasking and versus look, I can literally some mornings I get up and I'm like, I need to get my video editor some work. I go and shoot
Hmm.
5 videos. It's like, why do I do that every morning? It takes 30 minutes. It's so easy, but it's because you're not allowing that time in your calendar. So I'm
Yeah.
really focusing on doing that now. That's why I bought the timer to really
Yes.
focus, and I have it right on my desk. I can
What's it
see.
called? Is it like a stand-up timer or
No,
something?
it's
I
a little
was trying to
circular one.
remember.
I'll show you next time because it's
Okay, yeah, it's not this is like
no,
say
just
this is different. Hourglass or 60 minutes or something it's called. But the one you're talking about digital, love to, love to. And I want to get one too. Why not? 20 minutes. I want to do my appointments and be done in 21 minutes so that I can prepare my next half an hour on the hour. But the big thing is, if you cannot help people, why to waste their time or your time? But the big thing also is to be nice, but also love, learn to love to say no is another thing, right? You got to say more no's because this way it will free up our time, free up a
Yeah,
lot of time for
that's
us.
good. I need to say no more often. I find myself
Yeah.
helping too many people, and I want to
Mhm.
help people, but really,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's not getting me. If I'm able to do what I want to do, I can help way more people than just this person that I'm
yeah.
wasting time with. Look, we all have, and so I have to learn how to do that and say, look, listen,
See, I think the biggest thing, Bo, is that we are too nice. We are too nice. Everybody's too nice. You got to be totally focused. Can I help that person or not? See, we are in social media, right? People want to reach us, talk to us, gab with us, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you got to see, can I help that person? If those two questions you could ask where they are at, and that's why I asked them to fill out a lot of different questions so that I am fully prepared what they're looking for and blah blah blah, right? Otherwise, if it's not a good fit, you should stop it right there. I can't help you. I'm so sorry. I know you should talk to so and so or Google so and so or look at this wherever. Direct them to go there. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah, I
that's what
need
I'm
to,
trying to get better this year, 2024. I want more time to help people who need my help, that kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. And I found that like, I'm the same way there. I found this
Yeah.
year I've been just like not holding back and going for
Hmm.
it, and just like boom, like
Yes.
man, like just realizing that I do have so much to give and not be
Yeah.
afraid to look. If you want to get on bigger stages, you got to tell them, hey, I want to be on that stage. You need
Yeah.
to make that phone call and say, hey, look, I want to be on your stage.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that because you're like, oh, what if they say no? Then you're doing yourself a major disservice. So
Yeah.
now I'm just going big. I don't give a shit. Excuse my
I like
French.
it.
Like
No, that's okay. Hey,
you got
that's what everybody needs to really get angry with yourself and say, you
yeah,
know what? Am I wasting time? Feel guilty. We should feel guilty if our service is that good and we can help so many other people. Why are we not in the face? Why are we not really spreading the word? We got to really be angry with us and do heavy marketing so that we can reach those people and help those people. That's the big thing. Service attitude comes with helping. Of course, consequently, if we help enough people get what they want, they will get what we want, right? Zig Ziglar, brother Zig Ziglar always mentioned that. So the big thing is to have that drive to get your benefits in a good package so that people can look at you and be different so that they can sit down with you and then happily get involved in your services or product or whatever you're selling.
yeah. And I find when I go for big things, I
Hmm.
get it gets me more excited. And I'm
Yeah,
almost thinking that I'm just like every morning it's these are the two big things I'm going to do today, and just
yeah,
fire off these messages to the big podcast show I want to get
yeah,
on, and just I'm like boom, and then it's fun, and just tell yourself, look, it might not be a good time for them to get on their show or whatever, or to get on
yeah,
national TV, but at least I made the effort, and it'll
yeah.
come back at some point. So I'm going to start really implementing that, because I
Hmm.
think that sets the tone of your day. And so
I
you
love it.
set if you get that frequency and that energy going early in your day,
Yeah.
and then people like know, like it's almost like you get to a point like I'm not selling anymore. Look, I can help you with the financing. I can help you buy a business. And
Hmm.
here's why you should. Because I get a lot of
Hmm.
people that don't know what the F they want to do. They call me
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
look, you don't know what you want in life. Here, let me give you a little direction.
yeah.
So I'm like starting to really drive the bus and say, look, this is
Awesome.
beneficial for you. I'm not leaving you in a
Hmm.
bad way. Here's why.
Hmm.
Boom, let's do it or don't do it. Get off.
Yeah,
Let's stop kicking tires. Let's take some action.
yeah.
And I think people need that right now. They need somebody to kick their butts a little bit.
Totally, totally. Look at mentoring business, coaching business, all these productivity coaches popping left and right, all over the place, because mostly human nature is that we get excited, then we get depressed. We get into a different lull kind of thing. So that's why you need somebody to unless you're really motivated and you don't need any coach. I think everybody needs that focus, that empowerment, that passion, why you want to be successful, why do you want to reach from point A to B to C to D. And if you're so excited about it and passionate that you could tell other people about it and everything, then you don't need a coach. But otherwise, you do. It's amazing how many of us really need that push. But let's talk about, Bo, the big thing in this, like you said, living with no fear. What's holding you back? I think let's talk about that. A lot of times people really spend so much energy, time planning their business plan, planning their life, planning their vision, writing down goals. Where they miss is action.
Yeah.
They have such a big dissertation of what they want to do something, where they want to, how they want to do it. Then they miss the step of finding who's doing it already. Anything you want to do in life, somebody has done it better than me, better than us. Why not to seek out that person? That's what I believe in. How can you shortcut your learning curve
Yeah.
and get to the next level?
So one of my friends reached out. He wants to start a YouTube podcast, like I
Mhm,
have, like you
mhm.
have, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
so he's, can I meet with you? I said, sure. Here's my calendar link. He booked a call yesterday. I go, okay, here's how you do it. Go to Fiverr, get this, boom, and we'll see. I gave him.
Yeah.
He has enough to get running and going, and it's simple.
Mm,
Literally, I gave him golden tickets getting this
mhm.
show started, and I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see if he ever does it. And you
See
know
that
what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it on him. I'm not going to look. I already
you
invested.
can't. You
Yeah,
cannot do anybody's work at all. One has to really be passionate about doing what they want to do. If you want to start a podcast, you've been thinking about it for 2 years, 6 months, 3 months. It doesn't cost that much money. Buy a $40 microphone. You don't even need it. You could just record everything on your iPhone or Android. Beautiful voice, that's it. And podcast is not a video either. You find the subject and you speak into it, and then you could put it on your channel or whatever. Very minimum, under $100, you could start your podcast. And the same thing is true for YouTube channel. Costs zero money to start a YouTube channel anyway. But the big thing is, what's what are we selling? What are we offering service wise? And then how many products you got, services you got, what's making money for you and helping more people. That's the beauty of it. Helping more people with medium price, higher price, lower price, whatever it is, or investors in my case, 100,000 for 250, 500 million, like that. So the higher the people at the higher level, I find people have less questions, or maybe because they are more savvy. That's why we call it accredited investors with $1 million net worth or more, not counting your home equity, private residence, or making 200 or 300,000. Right? SEC is also looking at some new guidelines and things like that, which is good. The key thing is to really try to shorten to learning curve, whether you're passive investors or active investors. I say that. Yeah.
there's a lot out there. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
we all have to take action. We can kick the tires all day long, but until
Mhm.
you actually go ahead and take action and start moving in the direction of where you want to go, and
Yeah.
that's really, I've dealt with the ups and downs and frustrations of being a sales guy my whole life. And really, what I've just learned now is if you put in the work, you'll get the results. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. Who's willing to do it and who's not willing to do it. And then as you get smarter,
Yeah.
you realize there's leverage. There's
Yeah.
higher paying activities you can do. And so, hey, I'm going to buy these rentals in Indiana. And now I'm like, hey, that's not the
I
smartest way. Let's
remember.
get rid of them because you're
I
really not making
remember.
any money.
Yeah.
And so let's move in. Let's every minute of the day we spend,
Yeah.
our time becomes more precious because we can spend it on vacation or with family. So we
Yeah.
start going, okay, is this worth my time? And also that too, what I really, is it worth the pain that I'm going to, the headache, right? Like
Hmm.
a headache. I get all these opportunities, and I'm like, look, I got to be smarter. This isn't a good opportunity. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a pain in the rear end.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of that this year, and then just
So good.
going
You
big.
just said something really special. See, we just don't invest money, we invest time. We invest our precious time into activities, even passive investing, right? So you've got to be really sure who you're working with, operators and everybody who have good track records, all those stuff are needed. The big part is how can you not exchange time for money or money for time? See, you've got to really be really good at saving both money and time. And
Yeah,
that's what this life is about.
yeah.
How
I
can
mean,
we do it? Yeah.
yeah. I think at the end of the day, a lot of times what we do is we look at like the deal, and we're like,
Hmm.
wow, this is gonna be a home run. We get all
Hmm.
excited. We get into a deal, and sometimes we realize this deal wasn't. We didn't think about the variables of the
No.
deal, and that deal becomes the worst pain in your side. And we're all going to
Sure.
experience these deals, people. I hate to break it to you. You're all going
Yeah.
to have this deal that's a thorn in your side. And you're
Yep.
going to then, at that point, you're going to wake up and say, look, I am not going to do a deal like this again. Here's
I
why.
know.
And there's
Look,
no way around
look
it.
at look at construction, my senior living. I'm having so much trouble. We built 8 million we put into it. We built 34% at one location in Florida. And darn it, the lenders, banks, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's been mind-boggling. And then cost of construction going up, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you got to really be looking for ups and downs in life, always, and find the best solutions, keeping investors' interest at heart, which is what my partner and I are doing. We didn't make any money in Punta Gorda, but we gave our investors 42% returns. That's the right thing to do because we took their money and all that stuff. Same thing, we are doing our level best to take care of other projects. So the key thing is you got to pivot. You got to look at what's the next way to really help the marketplace. Yeah.
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 That's what you are always evolving. No matter where you're at in life, you're going to constantly
Yeah.
evolve, and you're going to realize
Mhm.
what you should be doing, who you should work with, who you shouldn't work with, what types
Yeah.
of projects to do, what types of projects not to do. And everybody's always they want to tell you why you should do this deal with them or
Yeah.
whatever. I've got
Mhm.
a guy right now that's trying to get me to do something with him, and I'm just like, eh, you know
Mhm.
what? It there for the amount of money I'll make. Granted, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be doing much. It's
Mhm.
the liability on it and things. So
Sure.
so right, like I'm thinking through the
Uh,
pain points of why like I'm gonna talk to him again and say, look, I thought about
mhm.
it. It's not worth. It would have to be
Mm-mm.
totally different, and I would have to make a lot more money per transaction for me to be
Totally.
interested. In the
Totally.
past, I would just go with it and go, oh, well, we're gonna make a couple grand a deal, and what's the
Mhm.
downside? And so it's not really about the money because I have a lot of situations like that. It's really about I don't want to deal with that headache, or
Hassle,
I don't want to have to deal
headache,
with
and
like I and so
losing
get
sleep. No,
yeah,
no, nothing
getting
is worth losing sleep. Nothing
yeah,
is worth.
getting
Yeah.
smart about what you do on a daily basis is so
Mhm.
important for you because that's really going to make or break you. And then what you're focused on. If I'm focused on small little Indiana properties, I'll never
No
do big
way.
deals, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
just figured out after banging my head against the wall going, "Hey, it was great, but really if you want to do what you want to do,
Yeah.
focus on the deals that make the most sense, right? Instead of having 20 small rental properties that give you $200 a door, you
Hmm.
go and buy one or two premium properties close to your home where you're gonna Airbnb them and maybe make 3 or 5 thousand a month, right? One house versus
Sure.
20
Sure.
little shit houses. So like you have
Sure.
to
Sure.
just think
Yeah.
this through, people.
Hmm.
When I was at this conference, this girl I was talking to, she basically said this to me, Vinny. She goes,
Yeah.
I have FOMO. She has fear of missing out. And she went out of state and she, she's buying 5 rental properties out of state. I'm like, why would you start? There you go. Apartment syndication.
I was going to say that as we are discussing, it's so important to go big. You got to harness the money around you with your family, friends, and all that. And then you put some positivity along with it. Positivity brings profitability. I was going to just mention this book also. The key thing is, like you're saying, Beau, single family homes. We started 40 years back in my life doing that, and my wife and I, and we just let it go 17 years back
Yeah.
and just turn into apartments and hotels and senior living. So
Yeah.
I hope anybody watching us, please dig into that. How could you do joint ventures? We are not promoting anything. We are not financial consultants or attorneys or CPAs, but we have experience in doing multifamilies and others, apartments and all, and storage units and vending machines, like you said, franchises. So there are so many ways, diversified ways to bring passive income.
I love it. Everyone, we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to go to
Yeah,
Crush
let's see that.
2024. You can watch all the replays. Be sure
Yep,
to like and subscribe to Vinny's YouTube channel and my YouTube channel.
yep.
You just Google us or go on to YouTube, you'll find us. As always, we're going to be here every Friday, except when Vinny is on
Yes.
vacation or I'm having a baby,
Yep, yeah.
which will be in April
That's
sometime.
right. In April, same time. Congratulations. So excited about that with and your lovely wife. And again, let's make a big day today. Let's make today the very best day. Let's make this week the very best week. One day a week can make the whole week. 1 week can make the whole month, and 1 month can make the whole year.
I
We can
love
do
it.
it.
See you guys later.
Thank you. We'll see you again. Bye bye.
So happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan and I watch all your guys' content.
It's awesome. We're very invested in our community. It's wonderful.
This is Vinney Chopra and also my good buddy Beau. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we ramped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
Oh, I know.